It is September 12, 2023. And I, I didn't remember the year now because I have just been written about 2022 when I was in Jerusalem, and it was still in my brain, so I'd be confused if it was 2022 or 2023. But 2022 I was in Israel in December, and I come back to Sweden with the COVID-19, and I wrote about my experience of it, to be on the airplane, to be in Israel and the airplane, and then come back and had COVID-19 and laying in my home without anyone that took care of me. I had, like the whole time since God come and talked to me in year 2000, have I been on my own. And there is the one Swedish man, he asked me, why are you lonely? Why is there no one with you? And I told him the truth, but he didn't answer me because he is a Jesus lover, and he have not so much education about heaven and the real God. He, like many, think that Jesus was God coming down on earth and walk here. And so he don't understand it, but I wrote him anyway, because maybe there is someone that read it, that understand. And because I have not been, I had a man in year 2010. I was together with a man 1 year, but he didn't believe in God. That was only my desire to have sexual things with a man. And then he had a car and he loved to drive around with his car, so I come out, and that was my earthly desire. It was nothing with God to do, even if I got some visions when I was with him, but I couldn't tell him about it because he didn't understood it at all. He wasn't even Jesus lover. He didn't know anything about the Bible or anything, but he had what I needed in that time, because I was so tired to be alone. And then one day, I have talked about this in earlier episode, that one day I heard from heaven, when we sit and eat breakfast, I heard from heaven that they ask me from heaven, are you going to be sad if you break up? If it be a breakup? Not me. They say, are you going to be sad if it's be a breakup from him? They ask me that. And I laugh, because it was so clearly like they were sitting with us at the breakfast. And I told him what happened. And he be very surprised what I say. And then later that day, we break up. I told him I can't do it anymore. I can't have a sexual activity with a man without be married. And you are not the man that I should marry, and I don't think you want to be married either. So it's time for us to break up, I say to him, because it was like a obstacle. It was like a wall between us, and it was impossible to continue. So I told him, and he be angry and he say, "You and your God," he say, and left me. And then he tried to do revenge on me because he was the one that took care of the snow on the streets with the trucks. And one morning I wake up that it was someone that make very much noise in the very early morning. And when I look out, it was him. And then he took very much snow on my bus stop. He knew where I was taking the bus. And he did maybe 2 meters high up snow pile. So I have to stay in the street to stop the bus to go up on the bus. So he disappeared. But he is with my daughter's church group because they have this line dance, and he loved to line dance and be like a cowboy, have clothes like a cowboy. So my daughter see him, and now when I come in to talk about my daughter, she understand that I have money, that I am not poor, that I know her brother, half brother, that is evil. He is telling her that I don't have any money, that I am poor. I have a very bad living condition. And she have believed him. And he knew the devil knew these things, that she loved money. My daughter loved money. So he is playing on it for her. And I have talked about that we were on this island out in the sea, and I pay for everything for her to understand that I have money. Not very much money, but I have money. So I don't need to beg for money. And those money that I have got from you that listen at my podcast, that is money that was going to be to do God's will, the afterlife's will. It was not for me, because I didn't wanted to fly to Israel. But God wanted it, and I have, since 2000, I have done God's will, and so I had to fly to Israel, and it almost killed me because it was too much for me in Israel when I didn't have any wheelchair. I didn't have any person that helped me in Israel, and I had to walk because they didn't have any. And I had the money to could rent a scooter for disabled help. I could have done that, but they say they didn't have to rent for me. They say that, and I say I need to have. I was in contact with this store that was renting out scooters, and I say I'm going to stay 1 month in Jerusalem, and I need some transportation, and that is why the devil make me find this man that drive the taxi, because I needed to take taxi when I needed to go far away. Around the hotel I could walk, but I have very hard to walk there because it was not about my legs. It had with my brain to do, that it was so much noise that it isn't in Sweden like it is in the central of downtown Jerusalem where I lived, and the traffic is very noisy, so my brain couldn't take it, so I had the hard to walk, and so I had that money, but instead to rent something to drive with, I have to go with a taxi, and that's a way for the devil to do, because he make me not could rent anything to drive with, and I have to go with a taxi. And in that way I met this taxi driver that wanted all my money, that want to have my bank account and everything, and and then when I think I have talked to you about it, that I think he had plans to kidnap me and try to get money from Sweden because of the kidnapping. But I got a message from heaven that I should not walk into his car anymore. And you know that you follow me this about Israel. I didn't. I stay at the hotel. I met him at the hotel, and the last time I was with him, I asked him to drive and get me a pizza, and I had the money for us to eat because I didn't have any food to eat at the hotel, and I couldn't walk out because heaven have told me that I should be careful and stay at the hotel, and there were no food at that hotel more than breakfast, and I said to him that he could drive and buy pizza for us both, pizza for both of us, and he took the money and drive away, and he never come back with pizza. He took those money for himself, and it was much money because I didn't know how much it was for two pizza and some sodas, 2 liter sodas like that. I didn't know, so he maybe got $100 for to come back with pizza, but he took all the money. And I told him, I only have this. I had more money at the hotel room, but I didn't do that. I didn't take the money from the the room safe. I didn't take the money. I took only a little money in the purse. And I gave him that money for the pizza. And I say, do we have more money? He said to me. And I say, I only have this money, I say. And open up the purse with the only maybe $2 or $3 in Israel money, shekel. And he grabbed in the purse also everything he took. And then he ran away. And I never met him again. He say, I'm coming and drive you to the airport, he say, because it was the day before I should leave Israel. And but I never did it because I have to pay for taxi already to drive me to the airport. And God, heaven have told me to not be in his car. So I did. I say to him that I call you in the morning for drive me to the airport. I say, but I took the other taxi. So in Tel Aviv we were in Jerusalem, so he didn't come to Tel Aviv to look for me. He maybe was to the hotel, maybe. So it was set up by the devil to do these things in Jerusalem. And you should know that. It's a spirit coming now. You should know that it's the spirit react on what I'm going to tell you now. That the devil have planned the move to take you, to get you. This is for you that is my follower. I be very weak in my body now. He enter in, the spirit is entering now inside me. That's why I go weak. He took away myself. He say that the devil have planned for long time ago. He maybe have planned just before you were born here on earth. He could have followed you the whole way. He met you in the air when you coming down. Of course, he is not in the same place as God, but he meet you when you going down, coming down to earth, and he follow you. And the plan he had for you in his way, the devil's way to the devil's plan is already done. It's a parallel to God's. This is the Spirit talking. It's in God's plan, but it's a parallel between the devil's plan and God's plan. And in some situation, in some times when you recall and you looking at your past, you will see that you have some gap where you were more weak. And the Spirit is saying now, mostly is it about love, romantic things, that you be weak in that way and you get a person in your life that is in the no, I forget his name, the devil's plan. It's good that I forget his name. But that person that you meet, the oh, the Spirit's on me. The devil's a child. He or she is very close to you. It's standing there very close to you to take you and cut away you from the plan God had for you. It's cut away, and you start to walk in the devil's walking, where he wants you to be. And that is not to go to heaven, of course. And I understand when I come out from I think is the Mount of Rock, or what's this where the Muslims are, that in Jerusalem. When I come from that area where I don't know the name of the mosque there, where tourists, the most picture of Jerusalem is that mosque with a golden roof on it. When I come out from that area, I was talking to a taxi driver that was standing there outside that area, and I asked him if I could come with him in his taxi. This you have to understand, this is the plan of the devil. When I come there, and that man say, "No, I'm waiting for a group of people that have ordered this taxi." So, did he say so? I didn't get that car, and I go to a sofa to rest a little, and then suddenly it come this taxi, white taxi, and I wave at him to get the taxi cab, and then he turned around and come. I'd be surprised that there was more people waiting, but he come to me. Yeah, I was the only one there, and there was couple of people that they get more money for to drive them. But he come to me, and then I have, and he say, I have forgotten what he say. That was something that hit me about God, and he say, oh, now I remember. teach me your God, he say to me. And I go with him, and I thought, it's he that God is sending to me. I was thinking, and then he started to be together with me, coming with his taxi and get me and do all these things that I have talking before about. And teach me your God. Why did he say that to me? Of course, the devil knew that I was waiting for a man to come into my life that was sent from God. Teach me your God, he say. He was Muslim, and I come from the Muslim area, and so he should know that, even if it was not true that I was a Muslim, so why should he ask me to teach him about God? And but I was thinking that, okay, I can teach him about God. And then, but more and more I understood that he was not the right one. But in that time, I was so lonely. I have been lonely for, 12 years. So I knew he was not the right one, but I wanted to play with it when I was in Jerusalem, that he was my boyfriend and we should be a couple. And then when he started to take all my money, then I was thinking, I am going to play with this with the money. So he write down his bank account, and I should send him money. I never did that. I should never do that. He was from the devil. And so now I have this spirit here that talking. And now that's very good that he's here. He's waiting for me to talk to him, because it's about this man that are coming through now. And I know I do right thing by waiting, to not run with the love I feel for this man. I need to wait, but I don't know what I wait for. That's the problem. And how to do this, to wait, what to do in this case, so it's going to be right. And the biggest problem is that someone else will take him. I don't mean in the earthly way, a dream girl is coming to him like that. I mean in the spirit war, that is he so strong? I don't know this man. Is he so strong so he can understand that it's the devil that tried to get him and take him away from me? And because it's very important, this what's going to happen, because he seems to be very much in God. And the man in Jerusalem, he say teach me your God, he said to me. And this man I have met now, he don't say it like that, teach me. I say I could heal him, and I did it. And I never thought, not 1 second, that afterlife God should give me love for this man. I saw he was young, and I was thinking in the age, thinking that he can't be the one that is sent to me, because he could be my grandchild, so young. And but what he was talking to me was very strange. It was like spirit thing, and I, when I lay hand on him, I fly away in the spirit way. I don't remember much of our meeting the first time, and now I don't know what to do, and because this is a spirit war, and I live on earth. I am not in the spirit world. I am in the spirit world for a short time, but not the whole. I don't live in the spirit world. I live here on earth, and that's why I can't understand what to do. I know for many years ago I heard from heaven that the man I should be together with should come to me, and not I should not come to him. And he and in that way he come to me. But a spirit is now. Was it that way that you was saying, that he should come walking into my life like he did? Or is it a spirit thing that he should come to me? The spirit showing me the boat over the sea, showing me the boat over the sea, and that was, I remember I say that to him when I met him, he met me, that it was a meaning why he should come with the boat and should survive to be on the boat, even if it was very hard to be on the boat. He survived, and he come to Sweden, and it was a meaning of it. That's what the spirit is showing me. And it can't be that he's going back over the sea. And then the spirit is like Jesus was on the boat, and I have asked for Michael to come into my life and help me in my life, not in my worldly life, but in the spirit life, to protect me from all these evil things that want to kill me. and not kill me spiritual. They can only kill me in the worldly way to do it, because I have been strong the whole time. Even if I didn't know God when I was a child, I knew God was not Jesus, for example. I was strong in to know that it was God was in a spheric things that I didn't understood, but I knew he was not a human. He was a strong power, energy. That I knew as a child, but I couldn't place him in something. And so I was already as a child, I knew that God couldn't be a human. And I say that to people that come to me when I was in my teens, and they say to me that you must believe in God. And I say, why must I believe in God? And because I don't know him. And they say you need to have a belief. They say to me, but I didn't have. And I say to those people that come to me and try to get me into the church, I say to them that if God exists, because I didn't know, if God exists, he should come to me and prove for me that he is the God. Then I can believe. I can't believe in your word to tell me you must believe in God. And in that case, was it Jesus as God? And I told him, he need to touch me, God, not from other people. He himself must touch me. I knew that, and I waiting, and it took me until I was 48 years old until he come and talked to me. It was when I was total confused in my brain, so I wanted to do a suicide, to disappear from this earth. But God come down and talked to me, and he took me to the future. So it changed everything. And now I say to the spirit that is still here, he touched me, and I say, you need in afterlife, you need to protect this man, protect him from to think something wrong, to make us be completed. He on his way in God's plan, and me in God's plan, that we come together as a strong couple. And then he reminded me about, I have a picture on Facebook that I did when I had a vision dream about a man with white long hair and white beard, stood and pointed out far away. It was mountain in the horizon. He pointed out, and then he say to me, alloy. He say that. And alloy, I didn't know what the word was, and I looked for it many times to find it. And there is one alloy in the Bible, but it is only in some, I don't know, I don't think it is. It's not in King James version. It's another Bible version. There is one word that says alloy, and alloy, it means that many people from different countries, from different maybe also religions, coming together, and they together they be a strong thread that can suit. Now its spirit is talking, he's talking. The thread should be there to heal the world by sewing it that have been broken, sew it together with a strong thread and heal the world. That's what is on its way to happen. And now I feel that the devil is very weak now. He is going away like a balloon. I see that. It's like a balloon that you let it go. It's you hold your fingers around the opening of the balloon, so the air is not going out from the balloon, but now you open up. This is for you that listen, my followers, and you that is new here, that it's time for you to let the balloon go. So the Spirit is showing me the opening of the balloon, the fingers that hold it close. It's open up and let the balloon go. And the balloon is flying far away, and it's be flat and dead, because you let all that energy that was inside the balloon that hold it to be a balloon, and it could fly wherever it wanted to fly, and you have hold it with your fingers, to not let it go, to let that energy that the balloon had inside it, that is some gas or air in it, you need to open up and let it fly away and laying flat on the ground, and you can stamp on it, you can walk on it, and you can cut it with a scissor to let it really die. You have had that in the spirit is so great here. You have had that. You have hold that balloon. And now it's time for you to let it go. So open up your fingers, or maybe you have the whole hand holding it, so that balloon can have this energy to could be useful for it to waste your life. You need to let it go. You need to live your own life. It's some here that holding too much into what is not good for you. And some of you know it. You have known it for a long time that this was not good for you. But still you hold your finger around the opening of the balloon. So now it's time to open up your fingers so the balloon can fly away and laying flat somewhere else, but not in your life. So this is so great. We thank you, this Spirit, and the answer for me from the Spirit is that they open up the balloon for me, so the devil will disappear, laying flat on the ground, because now it's my time and the afterlife's time to be a success here on earth. It's in the last minute. It's God is late, can be late, but not too late. This is really at midnight, and it's time to stay there and not go into the darkness, not go into the night. We still have the day. We can do things still. So thank you for listening to it. It was very powerful, this episode. It's many of these podcast episodes have been very powerful, and it helped me in my life, and I know it helped you in your life also, you that is my follower. You know that it's not me that is talking. They have said that in one episode. They say that they use my mouth to talk to you because they talk to me in a telepathy, and that is not words coming out from the mouth, but they place it into my brain, and then my mouth open up and talk to you. So God bless you, and thank you for following me.